So the other day I'm scrolling on Blue Sky and I see this post. And the person who posted this is basically taking a quote, talking about how collecting video games is kind of like a wine cellar, which they derived from another quote for book lovers about the books being about being the right place, right time to read them, and being in the right mood. And how video games are kind of in the same way, where you're in a certain mood or you're in a certain emotional feeling that you'd want to play a certain particular title. And I thought, how fascinating is that? Now, I know for a lot of collectors, I'm sure a lot of you have gotten these comments before, or have gotten these even passing statements from other people where they kind of judge you for having a lot of video games. You know, I've gotten comments myself where people are like, why do you own hundreds to thousands of games? You're never going to have the time to play them all. Why own them in the first place? And my go to response for that has always been the same, which is I have the rest of my life to play these games. I'm not in a rush to try and play every game I own. Now, realistically, do I think I'll ever get to play every single one of them? That's impossible to say. Life happens fast, and I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow or not. But while I am here, I'm going to play as much as I can. But the wine cellar comparison to me is just absolutely genius because they're right. Like a bottle of wine, you have different vintages. There's different ages of these games, and they spark for different vibes. Like maybe sometimes I want to play a more modern game, like a 2024 title, like Astrobot, for example. Or maybe sometimes I want to play something a little bit more vintage from like the 80s or 90s. It just kind of depends on the mood and style. And much like a wine collector reveres a certain year or bottle because this was a really good year for the vineyard and the taste is impeccable. And just like wine, the older it is, it ages far better. And that satisfaction of playing that title, you get exactly what they were going for. So I'd love to know down in the comments what you guys think. Do you guys think video game collecting is like a wine cellar?